Hey guys! So I wanted to start this series called Pillow Talk with Janica because I feel like for me, the times that I get the most inspiration or kind of just allowing my mind to calm is right before I go to bed. And that's when all these ideas come and thoughts and just like ahas and oh my goshes come right before bed. And growing up, the most fun times are with your girlfriends and right before you go to bed and having pillow talk right before you pass out. So I kind of just want to record my thoughts and feelings and just things that I've been learning surrounding confidence. Basically, to do with fuel love and how it's fueling your own love. And to me, that has kind of turned into being confident, because when you're confident, you love who you are, how you are, the way you do things, and you live that because you have confidence in that. So, this first one, I kind of want to focus on not changing who you are. And by that, I mean in different circumstances. I mean, it totally depends because you tend to mold, but here's what I mean. So about a month ago or so, I was talking to a friend, just getting some advice on guys, and he told me that I change when I start liking a guy, and I was like, "What? What do you mean?" And he's like, "You quit being your real fun self when you start liking a guy." I was like, "Whatever," because I was like, "No, I don't." So then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I totally do." And the reason being is because depending on the situation, I lose. I don't want to say I lose my self-confidence, but I struggle with confidence when it comes to me reaching out or liking a guy or whatever it is. And so then I start trying to do things that I think they would like, or things that I think they would be attracted to, or whatever it is. And I was talking to one of my girlfriends about this the other day, and it's so funny because we tend to want to put our best foot forward and say, "Oh, well, if I do this or if I say this, then they'll really want me to stick around," or whatever, instead of just being yourself. And so after he brought that out, I was super grateful, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to change who I am, because if I do that, then it's not an authentic relationship from the beginning anyways, and it's not going to last, because I'm going to get sick of trying to put on some show or act or whatever and just want to slip back into being who I am. And so I've just been having those thoughts lately about why I personally switch into those thoughts of thinking, oh, I have to be a certain way or act a certain way. And this isn't even to do, just with guys. It's maybe a job or a group of friends, or just any instance you're in where you're surrounded by other people. And the reasons why we allow ourselves to drift away from our authentic self. And number one, it's because we're not confident in our own special things, like our quirks, the way we say things, the way we do things, the way we talk. Because growing up, you were made fun of for certain things. And for me, a lot of times I say words that I think mean something, but they don't actually mean the thing that I think they mean. Or I say words funny. And not that my friends were, trying to make fun of me, but there were a few instances where it came out where they were kind of making fun of me, and I thought I was fine with it until I realized when I got older, I started getting self-conscious about how I would say things or videos that I would post or whatnot. And so it's like little things like that, we get scared to just be us no matter what, feeling like we're always going to get criticized, always going to be made fun of, instead of just living our own life. And for instance, like when I was married, I would post crazy videos of myself dancing and just doing random stuff and not even care. But now, a year and some odd later of not being married, like, it freaks me out. And it's because I think that I need to present myself a certain way, or that people aren't going to like me. And here's the thing, not everybody's going to like you. And that's something that I've struggled with personally a lot, is thinking, well, if I do that, then people just aren't going to like me. And if people aren't going to like me, then what am I doing? But here's the thing, we are all mirrors for each other. Not everybody's going to like you because you're going to do something to trigger somebody or tick somebody else off. And honestly, it's just, we're mirrors for each other, helping each other along. And that is what's so beautiful about being yourself and living your authentic life, because you are helping others do the same. You are triggering them, but also showing them and giving them permission that they can do the same thing. And so for me, what I have found is, number one, being able to just be myself, being myself all the time around whoever and wherever, is learning to love the different parts about me that make me me, and getting rid of the false beliefs and the false perceptions and projections of other people, and understanding that I am me. Like, I am so different than you, and you are so different than me, and everybody else around you. Like, we literally have different fingerprints, we have different eyelashes, we have different number of, hair or whatever. Like, we are physically different, but we are also genetically and our cells and all that fun stuff. We're different. So there is no comparison. There's no room for comparison's not even a thing, because it's impossible to compare two people, because no two people are the same. So it's literally just, it's like we're walking around wearing all these cloaks of all these different false beliefs or fears of what other people are thinking about us, when all we get to do is take them off one by one and say, oh my gosh, that's who I am, and that's awesome. Because if you're not living in your authentic way of being, then it's not joyful and it's not fun, because you have a disconnect. You have a disconnect between your body, mind, and your soul if you're not just living the best way that you want to live. For instance, it's just allowing yourself to laugh when you want to laugh, allowing yourself to dance when you want to dance. Like, I was with a group of friends a couple nights ago, and it was just an amazing group of people, and the energy was just awesome, and I just started dancing when we were sitting there or standing there talking, because I felt like I wanted to. And just allowing yourself to express yourself in the way that you want to in the moment is living your authentic life and yourself, and not being scared to post what you want to post or say what you want to say or do what you want to do, because so yes, we all have a desire to fit in, but actually what it is we want to belong. Fitting in is trying to fit yourself into something that may not resonate with you or be authentic to who you are. And belonging is what we naturally are looking for. And the difference between fitting in and belonging is you being who you are and gravitating toward those same types of people. Whereas fitting in, it's almost like you have to look at, okay, well, if I did this, I'd fit in there, if I wore these clothes, and it's so exhausting. I don't know how many times I have tried to fit into a certain group of girlfriends or people or whatever, and it's just sad, because you come home depressed because you don't feel like you're being truthful to who you are. So there's a disconnect in your integrity with yourself, because you're trying so hard to be something that you're not, all for the approval of others. And there is nothing out there that will take place of the approval that you desire from yourself, from others. Believe me, I've tried, and sometimes I keep on trying when I forget. But it never brings the true happiness, the true peace, the true love that you have for yourself when you're trying so hard to live like somebody else or be like somebody else or do something else. Instead, we need to look inside and say, okay, what parts about me do I not like? Why don't I like them? Where is that coming from? Where is that perception? Where is that idea coming from that how I say things, how I act, how I dress, how I perform, or whatever is not okay? Because it is okay. And once we allow ourselves to look at ourselves and say, oh, that's really cool, and it doesn't matter if nobody else is doing that same thing, I feel at peace when I'm doing it. And when you feel something come up, when you are acting in authenticity, is asking, where is it coming from? Is it true? Is it a lie? Is it a false belief? Is it a perception or a projection from somebody else that you have attached? A false fear, somebody else's fear that you're borrowing. Yeah, so I could go on about this, but I just want you to think about that. when you're in different situations around different people, are you trying to fit in, or are you allowing yourself to be you and belong? And if you find yourself starting to try to fit in, ask yourself why. What is it about me that I'm changing so that I'll fit in with them? And where's the disconnect?